I found the perfect base for makeup and I'm gonna show you how I do it in this video. Hi, my name is Samar. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I do my base. I make sure the base looks flawless in real life, on picture, every single angle. It needs to be perfect. And I'm gonna show you today how I make sure of that. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let's start. I'm gonna start my makeup using a primer. I use the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. And this is just a crucial step if you need a flawless base. I really like this primer because, of course, the name says it, it's easy blur. So it makes sure that your lines are like blurred out and you look good on pictures, but also in real life. And your skin just looks flawless. So to achieve that, this is like the perfect start. And of course, you need a primer to create a base for your makeup. So I use pretty much, and I also put it literally everywhere. But that's because we're putting makeup basically literally everywhere. I already did my eyebrows and lashes because that's not a part of our base, but I can make a separate video for that if you guys want me to. So the next step is cream bronzer. I use the Fenty Beauty bronzing stick and I really love this one. It's so flawless. The color is also like really tan. You literally look like you're just back from vacation. So as you can see, what's important is that you first put the bronzer on your brush and not immediately on your face. And we do this because we don't want to put too much, make it look creasy or even dirty when you put too much. So that's why we don't do that. But as you can see, I apply it here. I tap it in very softly to avoid any kind of creases or any other kind of stuff that we don't want on the face. I drag the bronzer up to my forehead. So now we're gonna repeat the same process. You put the bronzer on your brush first and you go to the side of your face and you just apply it very softly on your face, not too much. And you also start on this side and then you slowly go into your face and you slowly go up into your forehead. So when putting bronzer on your forehead, it's really important to not put too much. This is because we're also gonna put the powder bronzer on the forehead, so it's not necessary to put too much of the cream bronzer. This is actually not only for the forehead, but also for the rest of the face. You really don't have to put too much because less is more. And if you put too much of everything, of the blush, the concealer, the bronzer, you will get creases or look cakey, and that's really what we're trying to avoid when going for a flawless base. So now I put the tiniest bit on top of my eyelid because we're not gonna do any type of eyeshadow, but we do want to match with the rest of my face. I'm also gonna make some kind of nose contour with my finger on my nose, and I just blend it out with my finger. So the next step is either liquid blush or cream blush. I use the liquid blush from Rare Beauty. I just take 2 drops and I put them on my face. In this case, the Rare Beauty blush is really pigmented. You don't need more than that. And if you do, you're gonna look too pink and we don't want too much of anything. So now we're gonna blend this out. We're gonna do it in the same way. Soft, don't push too hard, and slowly spread the blush across the side of your face. You want to place the blush right here and go up slowly to give your face that lift. As you can see, this is the place where we put the concealer. You also want to put your blush close to your concealer so we can blend it together later, because you really want to blend everything nice together. Make your blush go into your concealer. Also the blush, we put a little bit on our eyelid so everything just blends nice in together for that flawless look. So it's supposed to look something like this. As you can see, the bronzer and the blush are totally melted together. So that looks really nice for now. And we're gonna put the concealer later and it's supposed to melt into the blush and the bronzer as well. Doing the other side, tapping in softly, going up and going to the eyelid. We also put a little bit on our nose because that's where the sun hits your face and we're Secretly also trying to give a little bit of that sunburn effect, but not too much, of course. So now we're going in with the concealer. I use the concealer from Tarte. I use the shade Light Neutral, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on under my eyes like this. And what I make sure is to put the concealer close to my eye, so you will have more of that bright effect, and it just looks overall better if the concealer is closer to your eye. So these are the only places where I put the concealer for now. So I take my concealer brush and I just tap the concealer in, and I keep blending at the same place as where I put the concealer. And after, I slowly go into the blush. I tap really soft because we don't want any creases. We need that flawless under eye. And I just blend them together. So for now, it's supposed to look something like this. And we're gonna repeat the same process on the other side. So I first stay at this place and then I slowly go into the blush and blend them in together. Now that we have the concealer base, we're going in with a little bit of a lighter concealer. I use the Born This Way concealer. I use this one to give my under eyes that brighter effect, but also to give that extra full coverage. Both of these concealers are both perfect for that flawless finish. So now that I have put the concealer on the same places, I repeat the same process. I blend the concealer out on the same place as I put it in the first place. And after I feel like I have blended out enough, I bring it a little bit more down. I go back up and blend it in with the blush again. Doing your concealer like this is really gonna give you that flawless base because everything just melts in together. There are no harsh lines. It's just gonna look so good. Look how beautiful the concealer blends in with the blush. It's perfect. We're doing the same thing to the other side again, going down. So the under eyes are done. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna keep the same concealer and we're gonna put it at the highlight points of our face. This is our chin, the upper lip, and the forehead. We just put this to light up our face a little bit. And to blend this out, we will take a beauty blender this time. This is because we don't have to melt things in together. We just have to make sure that everything is blended out well. Even the beauty sponge, I also tap very softly because we still don't want any creases anywhere. I think the most important part of having a flawless base is to make sure that you don't have any creases, because creases really make your makeup look cakey and not flawless. So that's really what we're trying to avoid at all costs. So that's why we're doing everything very slow and soft. So this is the last thing we did before we're going in with the powder now. And so for powder, I use the Huda Beauty setting spray. This is the Easy Bake, and I feel like this matches so well with the primer that I use. Maybe because it's the same brand or because it's just awesome. I use it in the translucent color. The name is Sugar Cookie. I just put a little bit on my powder puff. And what's very important before we apply the powder puff on our face is to first put the powder on our hands. As you can see, it leaves a lot of extra powder, and that's why we don't want to put it directly on our face, because we don't want to put too much. We want to avoid the creases, the cakiness. So we can put it under our eye now. Also the other one. I don't dip in twice because there's already enough on the powder puff. I can also take a little bit of my hand and I put it on my mouth, because that's where we also put the concealer, like this. I take a little bit of my hand again and I put it on my forehead, because my forehead's always shiny. A place that gets very shiny with me is right here next to my nose, so that's why I also put it there. I put a little bit on my nose also. So you first remove the excess powder with our brush. We arrived at my favorite part. We have the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. This is my all-time favorite bronzer. Honestly, after I bought this one, I never bought another bronzer. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury products like it's their mission to make sure that your base is flawless, and that's also my mission, so that's why we fit together so well. But I basically place the powder everywhere that I put the cream bronzer. I just go over it with the powder bronzer to give us that extra bronzy look. And using this palette, I feel like I'm just gonna look like a filter. Next, we're gonna put a little bit of my Dior blush on my cheeks. This has actually nothing to do with a flawless base. I just do this for more of that sunburn effect because I just love it so much. We're almost at the last step of our base. We're gonna use highlighter now, and I use the highlighter from Kiko Milano and then the Christmas edition. I apply the highlighter right here. It's like between my concealer and blush, but more on top of my blush. This is the place where your natural glow of your face is, so that's why I put it there. I do the same thing on the other side. I look in the mirror so I can see exactly where my natural glow is, so I can enhance that with the highlighter. This is also an important part for your flawless base, of course, because having a flawless base is also having a skin that looks healthy. And a skin that looks healthy is most of the time also a little bit glowy. So that's why we love highlighter, and it's just so important for having that flawless base. So we also put the highlighter under our eyebrows and in the inner corner of our eyes. We also put a little bit on our nose to create that nose contour effect. And I love to put a little bit on top of my lip. So the actual most important step for a flawless base is setting spray. I'm telling you guys, buy a setting spray that fits your skin and it's just perfect for you, because a nice setting spray will melt your makeup in together. I, for example, use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It says it in the name, flawless, so that's why I use it. It really makes my makeup so flawless. It melts everything in together, and I also use a lot. I literally drain my face in setting spray. But the effect is so worth it, and I use this to make it dry faster. So now that the setting spray has dried, I go back in with some Charlotte Tilbury, a compact setting powder, and I just go over the places that shine fast, if I say that right. So as I said, next to my nose, it's very shiny. As soon as I go outside, it doesn't get shiny immediately, but like a couple hours after I have applied makeup, it just gives up and gets shiny. But whenever I put this, it just doesn't get shiny anymore. And once again, this product makes my face look so flawless and airbrushed. I also put it around my mouth. So I'm gonna do my lip combo and I will be right back with you guys. The process of doing your lips doesn't really has anything to do with having a flawless base. It's really just picking out the nice color and making sure that you don't weirdly overline your lips. I'm done, and this is the final product. What do you guys think? Honestly, it looks so flawless. Even in my mirror, it's just perfect from close, from afar. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It's honestly super easy to recreate this look, so I would say go ahead and try. Let me know in the comments if it was clear to understand everything and to recreate this look. I love making videos for you guys, so I hope to see you in my next video. Let me know what you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!